Interface Video, in cooperation with Fairfield Federal, presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fair Hope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield County Adam H., Dagger Law, and the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities.
Hello friends, welcome to Fairfield Today on a beautiful, sunny, cool day, shall we say, here in Lancaster. I'm Paul Jackson. Nice to be with you on Fairfield Today. We are fortunately in the lobby downtown of Fairfield Federal, where it's very comfortable in here today, and it's been a pretty busy place coming in, even on a cool day like this. People coming in and out, and it's nice to be in our little niche down here that they allow us to be in and have good shows on for you, we hope. It's been a while since we've had our next guest on and talked about her place, Paws Claws Encounters in the county. It's out near Bremen, Ohio, and Sara McCaskey is the owner of that. Sara, welcome.
Thank you.
Glad to have you on.
Yes.
You have a pretty cool business out there, I will say that. Recently we had on, or we're going to have on, Corey Schoonover with the Humane. So in some way you guys kind of would touch like that, not necessarily the same, but both animal lovers and things for animals, and we like to have that on the show. But your job out there, I know recently I've at least read where you've had to take on a bunch of animals due to issues with someone, and you've had to add some animals, but it's your place is all about taking care of animals.
Yeah, that's all we do.
That's all you do. How many you have out there?
We have 121 currently.
Be careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
And I know you, like we say, you gained some with some issue with somebody out of state actually had some, and here it is. What was it, Michigan?
Yes.
Michigan, all the way up there. They call you because somehow they had wind of what you do down here, and you took a bunch.
Yeah, we took 65 animals. It included 24 horses, 2 camels.
Now this is a neglect issue.
Yes. Yeah. All of them were malnourished, starved, basically.
Oh.
Unfortunately, they found a lot of deceased animals on her farm as well.
And did I hear a camel?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
So I don't know how many acres you have out there?
We have about 15.
Well, you're probably finding use for about all of that when everything's up and running.
Yes, every inch of it seems to be used for animals
well,
at this point.
You just do it. Now, how many years has this been going on?
So I technically started 8 years ago, and it's been evolving and growing since then.
Well, it's just a wonderful business. Paws Claws Encounters in Bremen, Ohio, and the website was PandCEncounters.com.
Yes.
Okay, it's a good website. Lots of information on there about what they do, where you can schedule tours and go out there, and especially wonderful with children. We'll talk about that. But the thing I read recently in the Eagle Gazette, I don't know if it was Jeff Barron, I don't know who did the article, but it was on swimming with otters.
Yes.
And I think everybody just kind of fell in love with that. It's so cool.
Yeah, so we put in an in-ground pool indoor, and it has a cool waterfall feature, and you literally get to go swimming with our otters. Yeah. It's a lot of fun.
Is that a 12-month thing?
Yes.
Really?
Yep. Round the clock, around the year. We only do 6 swimming sessions a week, just so that the otters don't get burnt out and we don't get burnt out. And, yeah.
Their union, they wouldn't want to.
No.
You don't want to cross their union.
They're very bossy.
They seem like, and we had, I don't know, it's been a year or so, I think we had you on last, and I don't know if you brought an otter in. I can't remember what came in that time, but those are pretty cool little animals. They're just fun to be around.
They are, yes. Very active, very curious and funny. It's never a dull moment with them, I should say.
So this coming up with this swimming thing, that they probably really enjoy that.
Very much so. Yep. We have toys for them that they like, that they'll play with people. Their newest thing is they like to pick pockets in the pool too. So like if you have shorts on, they're like in your pockets grabbing things. They come right up to your phone when you're taking pictures. They're like right there. Yeah. And they swim around. Sometimes they'll even just kind of like sit on your shoulders and kind of let you be their raft.
Unbelievable. They're just kind of the perfect animal if you want good PR for your business. I mean, Paws and Claws, that's the perfect way to do it. So I guess it's we could probably talk again. What was the genesis behind this? What was your idea that caused you to, the aha moment that said, this is what I'd like to do?
Well, kind of a long story, but I'll shorten it. So when I was a teenager, my best friend had a couple camels, and
Really?
yes, and so I hung out with her a lot, and then we went to an auction together, and I was supposed to get a pig. I did not get a pig. I got a baby buffalo instead. And so I brought her home, and she grew up, but she hated men, hated my dad, hated my brother. So we had to find a new home for her, and we found a zoo to take her. And then from there on out, that zoo kind of started mentoring me, and I took care of orphans a lot and young babies who needed bottle feeding, and they would go back. And then I started getting animals that people didn't want back. And I was broke college student at that point, so I needed to figure out how to afford to feed them, so I started doing encounters.
So that really led you down this path of this business you have, Paws and Claws Encounters out of Bremen, Ohio. And a big part of what you're probably more in the summer than now when it's chilly out, but people can call up and schedule, maybe tours necessarily, but schedule the encounters.
Yeah, we do a by appointment only. So we have days available on our website, and then you just book through there. So that way we know when people are showing up, because it's still our home there. I live on the property, so it's kind of nice to have a break from people every once in a while. The animals keep me plenty busy too.
I was going to say, you don't get much break from the animals. Anybody that has, I have a friend that lives down in Marietta, and he's had some horses and chickens and maybe pigs, but and the people that I know that live around here that are dairy farmers, that's 24/7.
Yep.
I mean, when you go on vacation, which is probably rare, but when you do, I'm sure there are people that have to come in and take over.
Yeah, I haven't been on a vacation in like 6 years, but yeah.
So, and that's what it would be, to do that. Now, how many animals do you have currently?
121.
121, and that's with the addition of the other animals here. And so when people come in, they can they can schedule animals they want to see, or they can see them all?
Yes, yep. So we have certain encounters that you can do, like you can do the swimming with otters, and you still get to walk around and visit all the other animals. Or we even do painting with otters, which is a really big one. And then we have capybara encounters and sloth encounters.
So you can ask for any one of those or all of those, and
Yep.
And you can do this all online. I mean, you can probably call and schedule it that way, but you can do it online.
Yes, yep. The easiest way would definitely be online, because sometimes it's hard for me to answer the phone because I'm still doing a lot of the work with the animals as well.
So 2024, good year for you out there. Everything was
very busy. Yep.
Yeah, and growing, obviously.
Yes. Yep.
Sometimes not always of your choosing, but the growth is.
Yep. Yeah.
Were you ready to take on a camel?
I already had 2 camels,
Okay.
so yeah, I was prepared. Maybe not for all 65 animals at once. When they called me, it was Christmas Day, and the day after Christmas that all these animals came. So.
Wow.
Yep.
So did you get all the animals that were available up there? Did you take them all, or were there more than you could handle?
Yeah, there were more than I could handle. There was a lot of sheep and goats, and we don't typically do sheep and goats. We have water buffalo, and sheep and goats actually carry a disease that could hurt water buffalo.
Sure.
So we're just kind of like, that we're not doing that part. But yeah.
So when you look around 2025, what's your wish list for that? Is there any growth or any building on or any new animals you want to take on or expand programs? What would be your wish list?
Well, we're going to do like full tours this summer. So like we're going to take you behind the scenes. We're going to show you like where we prep the food, how we do it. You're going to get to see like our vet records, like kind of show you what goes on every single day, which I'm really excited about that. And you'll be very hands-on. You're going to get to feed some of the animals. But that's our big thing. At this point, animals kind of find me. I don't seek them out anymore. So it's always a surprise. Every day it seems like I get a call or a message and something new is going on.
Probably sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. That's kind of how it works out
Yep. If we can't take it on, I have a very good network of other zoos that might be able to. So I still try to make sure that the animal's going somewhere good, even if I can't personally do it. So.
And how long does a tour last? Maybe there's not any time limit because it just depends on what you want to do on the tour.
So like our regular otter encounters last about 2 hours. Our swimming is about 2 hours. We have a really big education program for this. That's one of my passions, is the education and conservation, definitely. So we talk about like the threats they're facing in the wild, like how you can help these animals in the wild without actually having to take them on yourself. So it lasts about 2 hours with that, plus all the playing and the petting and so.
Imagine from your standpoint, it's probably so fun to watch little kids. That's probably the joy that you see in that.
Yep. Yes, it is. It's really cool seeing adults too, because like some of them have actually cried when they've met our animals because they've never experienced it. Like it definitely goes above and beyond just like looking through a cage or glass at a regular zoo.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's Paws and Claws Encounters out in Bremen, and again, the website is PANDC Encounters.com. It's a great website. Again, you can make all your plans on there as you look and take the kids out or the grandkids out who want to do that, and probably any size group is okay as long as you know ahead of time.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And all the information's on the website. You do great work out there. Thanks for what you do. Again, we have Corey on periodically with the Area Humane Society, and we always like to touch on the animals, a soft spot for all of us, and I know that's especially true with you. So thanks for all you do for the animals and taking on all the extra ones you do too. You got a lot going on there. Best luck in 2025. We'll get you back here when it's warm out. Maybe we can get a couple little guys with us to look around. That'd be fun.
Yes.
Sara McCaskey with Paws and Claws Encounters. We'll be back in just a moment on Fairfield Today.
If you've been thinking about getting a home loan, now is the time. Hi, this is Carrie James from Fairfield Federal. Our experienced lenders are here to help you make your vision a reality. For more than 125 years, we've been helping our community achieve home ownership. Fairfield Federal has convenient online application for your home loan, home equity loan, and home equity line of credit needs. Visit fairfieldfederal.com to get started. Fairfield Federal for checking, savings, and home loans. Data charges may apply, subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 402612.
The reason why I do what I do is I love helping people, and I really love to work on understanding and striving to improve the lives of the people in our community. Being in Fairfield County is having a network of people around you.
I am driven by my belief that every individual deserves an opportunity to achieve mental and emotional balance, and I'm very passionate about contributing to that process.
Community, connections, collaboration. The Fairfield County Way.
What makes Fairhope what it is our staff. It's always a question that we ask, why do you want to be here with us? And what they most always say is, you've touched my life this way. You know, you took care of this person, or I've seen what you've done and I want to do that. And so the staff that have been here know what it takes. They've been on the other side. They see what it takes to make someone comfortable, to make the family comfortable, and really what kind of support they need. And so I think that's what really makes Fairhope what it is.
Fairfield Medical Center is more than a hospital. We're a health system that's been putting people first for more than a century. From the youngest patients to the eldest, our compassionate team of caregivers are here to support you through every season of life. We are healers, cheerleaders, patient advocates, and champions. Your health is our greatest accomplishment, and we are proud to serve you. Whatever you're searching for, you can find it at Fairfield Medical Center.
At Fairfield ED, there are a lot of things to be excited about in 2025. We've launched a new website that has a ton of great information for the community. We also have implemented a brand new strategic plan where we lay out steps that we'll take in the next few years to move our mission forward. As always, community partnerships and collaboration help us succeed as together we move as one. March is right around the corner, and with it comes Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month. Fairfield ED is excited to participate in a wide range of events that raise awareness and build a community that values every person. Find out more at fairfielddd.com.
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our two locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
Welcome back to Fairfield Today. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate being with us on a cool, crisp day in Lancaster and Fairfield County. And those are the kind of days that can be challenging for lots of businesses, for nonprofits, for things around Lancaster and Fairfield County. And one of those I suspect we'll talk about is the Fairfield County Humane Society. And cool weather can probably be a challenge for them. And the young man to talk about that is Corey Schoonover, director of the Fairfield Area Humane Society. Not too cold for you to make it out. You're here. You're all bundled up.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. It's still a little cold for me to come out, but to come visit and talk to you anytime.
So I have to imagine, well, we'll get to that, but so here we are, early 2025, things are moving into the new year. Let's take a look back on 2024. Always a tremendous amount of things going up there on the hill. You guys, one of the coolest places in terms of how you keep renovating and reinventing yourself and adding things. I'm not sure there's many things you don't do anymore, but you've really taken on a lot over the last 4 or 5 years.
Yes, I appreciate the notice. Really, there's always what's Corey doing? I think my board of directors feels the same way. Like every month, like what does he have in store? Like when they ask what's the agenda. So there is a lot going on, and 2024 it was a different challenge. So if you back up a couple years, COVID brought us a whole different ball game in terms of people being home, people wanting to adopt, and then we kind of got the backlash of that after the fact when people started going back to work. And then, so you kind of saw a little of that. And then 2024 was really, I was kind of economy driven, if you will. So being a private nonprofit and relying on donations, you have, that has its own ebbs and flows, right? And then adoptions, we saw a huge change from dog adoptions kind of slowed down to we started adopting more cats.
Really?
And I think it's we're always so busy, and I think some people feel like if you like to get out, go somewhere on the weekends, a cat is the easier animal to leave at home, right? For a couple days by itself, extra food, clean litter box, and you're good to go. So we saw a bunch of different changes, and then we started building another building up there because we're running out of room. I don't know how many more of those I can build in that same spot. It's kind of getting a little crazy there.
You might have to build a second story. You might have to build up. The footprint probably can't get much bigger.
Yeah, we definitely have talked about can we go up, but I don't know if that's going to work. But
well, it's a great place up there with the park and the buildings right there. It's just become a great setting up there, and the things you do in terms of things you do now for especially dogs and cats in terms of veterinary kind of things. You guys have really opened that up to almost, there's not much you probably don't do.
No, I don't really think so. Even our vet clinic, and I'm glad that you mentioned it, we're still not an emergency clinic, but when I have people ask, like, yes, we're a real vet clinic. I have, at any given day, we have 3 veterinarians in there. Wow. There's spay and neuter surgery going on. There's dentals going on, your regular appointments. We just really don't do those emergency overnight stay type of situations, but there's just, if the need has been there, we've found a way to add it. And I think that's why you see us continuing to grow. There is that need. And I think for us, as long as the support is still there, so people see it like, hey, you're doing good things, we're going to support you, and I don't sit on my hands with it. We just continue to grow. So you'll continue to see buildings from me somewhere, somehow, if we need the space and the demand from the communities there.
Well, it's kind of a double-edged sword. The growth is needed, the growth is wanted by you and the agency there, yeah. But there's this little thing called funding. Yeah. And that's always always follow the money. You can always do that, and generally you see what's going on. And for you, that's no different. As you say, a nonprofit, you've got some things coming up here to try to help the cause.
Yeah, absolutely. It's expensive to feed, house, maintain up to 130 animals at a time. Wow. and offer the services and things that we do at, I would even say a very thin margin. You can say, hey, we have a vet clinic. You look at our prices, it's there for the benefit of the community, not to make a ton of money, right? So this fundraiser that we're talking about, it's called Raise the Woof.
Nice.
On February 8th. It's our first venture into something a little fancier than what we normally do. So I don't want to premise with we'll see how it goes, but I feel like let's see how it goes. We're having it at the Mill here in Lancaster.
Nice event center.
Yes.
Beautiful.
It is a sit-down dinner and a show.
Will you have different clothing? Will this bring you to a suit and tie?
Not necessarily.
Shocking.
Yes, I'm kind of, I'm dressed for the, hey, go out and check your animals outside today, but business casual is kind of where I am with it. Okay. So, a fancier dinner buffet. We have a comedian, we have a magician, and a hypnotist, or is it comedian, magician, and then a hypnotist? Someone thinks that they're going to be able to hypnotize me and get me to cut my hair. And I'm thinking you're probably leading that charge. I don't.
It comes up.
Yes, it comes up. I get it. So, so a little fancier. So it's $125 a ticket. It is a ticketed event. We're doing silent auction. So it's really just an opportunity to come out, a little pre-Valentine's Day, come out and support a good cause. And again, we're trying something a little different. We've got a ton of donations and support and sponsorships from the community and different businesses wanting to help us out. So I'm hoping it's just come out, have a good time, and really kick the year off right and put us, on the right path to a successful year.
Well, I can't think, if you're looking to help some of the local, and it's always better to shop local, stay local. This is one of those things here with the Humane Area Society, and February the 8th, the date. Now, how can tickets be purchased?
So we made it hopefully as simple as possible. We actually have an event page on our website at fairhumane.org. You can actually go to that event page. There is a link to purchase tickets. But if it's one of those you're not comfortable doing them online, really just give us a call, 740-687-0627. And then we can work that out. I've had some people just drop off a check. I've had some people go ahead and mail that in. So as we get closer, you probably just want to call. If you're a last minute person, kind of like I am, but I'm going to say for the fellas out there, what's the quickest way to a woman's heart? Animals and food. I'm just
bingo.
That works for my wife, so I'm thinking like, hey, most of you are probably right there. So if you're trying to find something to do on a Saturday night, it's 6 to 10. There will be again food, entertainment, obviously drinks. I need you to have
Adult beverages.
I need you to have some adult beverages so you can whip out that checkbook and, get some cool silent auction items, Maybe there will be hey, I'll pay this much for Corey to cut his ponytail off. I don't know yet, but
That could be added.
because I could donate it and then I can grow it back. So I think it could be a win-win for everybody. So I expect Paul to be there.
Be a big supporter of that. Corey Schoonover with us. He's the executive director of the Fairfield Area Humane Society. So as we look ahead to 2025, and assuming this goes well, and there are things that this will help with the new year, obviously, day-to-day stuff, but then future stuff too. How's the wish list? Is it still going on for the new year?
My wish list currently is to be efficient. So efficiency is kind of the tagline. I'm not real sure if you come and use our services, you're going to hear it, but I'm hoping that you'll see it. So we have this new building happening to where we're going to be moving our grooming services up there. I think we've talked about before, but we have a mobile unit where we can do some mobile surgeries, but that unit's going to be stored inside up there. But that building has a new surgery suite, so we have a stray cat TNR program. We call it Beat the Heat. But last year, 2024, we did over 1,000 community stray and feral cats around the county. So this building's going to help us expand those services. So I think you're going to see some administrative offices go up there. And then we've already started shifting things around. So in the vet clinic, we've taken over some space from our old grooming area and our break room, and we're just trying to make this space more efficient, right? So unfortunately, I can't build up and out as often as I want. So it's like, how do you really make that efficient, right? So I think the goal for 2025, we're gonna keep growing. We're going to keep helping animals. We do over 1,000 adoptions with our eyes closed now, but it's those other services that we want to tweak, make better accessible to the community. And what I mean by that, I feel like they are accessible, whether it's how soon you can get in or the cost of it, but it's like, I think we can do better to serve more. And I think right now my staff's working on a t-shirt. You're probably going to see me more in like something that says I'm efficient on it most of the year. More of a joke because they're already tired of me preaching it, and we're only a month in. So we'll see how it goes.
We want to get back and get all the highlights on how the tickets and stuff go, but just a quick comment on the winter. Tough winter this year compared to what it has been for several years. Does that make your job a little more challenging?
It does, and I will say, so this is my 15th year as the director of the Humane Society, and I will say that I think our education piece for wintertime care of outside animals or bringing them inside has gotten a lot better. But we're still getting those calls, and I don't think we've experienced this cold for a couple years. So we've been out the last few days, the last couple weeks, kind of given a little more, re-educating. Right? So if we can get you to bring him, like, if you call and you're upset because you keep seeing the same dog outside with a dog house and some straw, but you want it to be inside, so do we, right? I mean, my dog's at home probably laying on my side of the bed, technically where she shouldn't be, but you know what I mean? Like, that's where my dogs are, that's where our dogs are. We do this because we care, but we're also limited to what the law states, what we can enforce. And really, if you want to see the law's changes, there's a few levels above me that you need to get to have those conversations and to really make a difference. So I always tell people, see something, say something. Yeah. We're going to come check it out, and we start with, hey, is there a possibility you can bring your dog inside today? but if you can't, here's what we're seeing. So right now my humane officers are driving around with straw in the back of their vehicles. So if that's at minimum something we can add, we're going to do that. And that's really where we are with it right now, educating. And really, if you're not going to let us educate you, we can go the other
There's
way.
Plan B.
We can seize your animal, and we can file charges, and we can see you in court in a couple weeks.
And you don't want that. You
No.
want that as a last alternative. And
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
We want to keep animals in their homes, but we want it to be done right. And if it's not done right, then we will remove them.
February the 8th, the name of the event is
Raise the Woof.
Raise the Woof. It's down at the mill. It's just a fun evening, a lot going on, a lot of opportunities, silent auction, a lot of chance to really help the Area Humane Society. The website is fairfieldhumane.org.
Fairhumane.org.
Fairhumane.org. You can get tickets on there. You can call them up. The phone number?
740-687-0627.
It's a good cause, one of the great places around. We're fortunate to have it the way it's grown here, and it's still doing great work. The Area Humane Society Executive Director, Corey Schoonover. Good luck on that. We'll see how that haircut thing goes. We'll just we'll check that out as we move forward.
Appreciate it.
Corey's with us from the Area Humane Society. Thanks for joining us on Fairfield Today.
Interface Video, in cooperation with Fairfield Federal, presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fair Hope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield County Adam H., Dagger Law, and the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities.